Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. We are at the seventh row right now. We are going to complete the first 35 letters of Gurmukhi. And as I said in earlier lectures also, that in the beginning we had only 35 letters. 6 letters were added later. Let's discuss the 31st letter. Thirty-first letter of Gurmukhi is Yaya, and it is very easy to create this letter. First step is how to write the letter, right? If you look at this letter, you will see that it is nothing but a G, right? This is how we will be writing a G. It is somewhat similar. What you have to do is first you have to have a line, then you're going to have a curve like a G, and then this line, a 1 you can say. This is how you're going to write Yaya. Here we have a curve. Instead of a curve, you need to have somewhat like this, like we have it here. A line, this thing, this, and then this. Simple. Second step is similar letters. We do not have any similar letter for this. It is kind of, you can say, a unique letter. We are not going to have any letter which resembles this letter. Third step is how to pronounce this letter. It is again very easy to pronounce this letter. We have this word, yacht, right? From yacht, I am going to get the sound of y, like here, and then I am going to add E, English letter E, then ya. Simple. Ya, E, ya. Yai, ya. Let me say it again. From yacht, we are going to get the sound of ya, and then E, like we say in English alphabets, and then ya. Yai, ya. Fourth step is sound of the letter. The sound of the letter will be y, like we have it here. Like we pronounce Y in yacht, that y sound should come here. It is the sound of the letter. Yeah. Fifth step is examples. The example that I can give is yuck. I know, but this is the only example that I have right now. And we are going to learn something different in this lecture. In earlier lectures, we did not try to add letters. I mean, only in one lecture we might have done that, but in this lecture, we are going to see it in a little bit more detail. I'm going to add more of these examples in the level 1 series, you can say. But for the time being, we have covered almost all the lectures and the examples that we are going to see today. In many of those examples, we can use all the letters that we have learned to make the words that we are going to see. Here, the word is yuck. How am I going to write it in Punjabi? So this is my letter Y. Then I need to have K. That K sound I am going to get from the sixth letter of Gurmukhi. K. This is one word in Punjabi. Let me say it again. To write yak in Punjabi or Gurmukhi, we need to have two letters. The first letter will be the 31st letter, and second letter will be the sixth letter. And by combining these two letters, we are going to have a word yak. Simple. It is all about the sounds. The sound of this is y, sound of this is k. Yak. Yak, yak, yak. If you say it fast, then it will be yak. Sixth step is wrong sounding words. Any word which will be starting from Y but not from yeah. Do we have any letter? Sorry, do we have any words? I do not have any examples. But if you guys have, please let me know in the comment section below. Seventh step is how to write this letter correctly. The correct way of writing this letter is first you have to have a line, and then you have to have curve, you can say like this, then it will be like this and then this. You can have this a little straight if you want to, but it is all about how you want to write the letter. I mean, if you're writing it in this way, simple like this, people will understand it. This was the 31st letter of Gurmukhi, yeah. Just remember this example because this is the first step that we are taking to know Punjabi language. I mean, we have learned the letters. Now we are going to use those letters to make words. This is the first example, yak, yaya, and kaka, yak. 32nd letter of Gurmukhi is Rara, and it is a very important word because we use this letter almost everywhere. And this is somewhat similar to, you can say, R. We can come to that. First step is how to write this letter. If you remember the eighth letter of Gurmukhi, which was Gaga, we can use this letter to make this letter. The only difference between this and this is this line. If we remove this line, we will have Rara. You have to connect this, yeah. And it is not only this letter that you can use. We have so many letters. For example, we have fourth letter of Gurmukhi, Sasa, right? Or we can have 30th letter of Gurmukhi, Mama. In these letters, we will remove this thing and then this thing. We will be having Rara. Second step is similar letters. We have so many similar letters we have already discussed. We have the fourth letter of Gurmukhi, Sasa, and then we have the eighth letter of Gurmukhi, Gaga. Apart from that, we have 30th letter of Gurmukhi, Mama, and then we can also have 36th letter and 38th letter where we are going to have a dot here and then here. We will discuss this in the next lecture. The third step is how to pronounce this letter. Pronunciation of this letter is very simple. It is Ra and then Ra. Ra, Ra. Fourth step is the sound of the letter. The sound of the letter will be Ra. If I have to say it in a little detail, then you can say we have this letter Ramada, right? Ramada. It is kind of, you can say, roofed shelter, I guess. Here, whatever sound we have, R, not Ra like we have here, but R like we say it in Ramada. We do not say Ramada, right? We say Ramada. That R sound here, combination of these two letters we are going to have here. Remember this, it is a little confusing, but let me say it again. Here the sound is Ra and ra. That R sound come here and here. It will make the whole letter. If we say what that letter is, we say ra, ra. But when it comes to the sound of the sound of the letter will not be ra, it will be ra. That R sound that we have here, it will not be there like we have it in Ramada. That R sound that we have, it will be the sound of the letter. Wherever we are going to use this letter, the sound of the letter will be R, if no symbol is attached, of course. The fifth step is examples. The example that um, I can give, of course, Ramada. Apart from that, actually, I have some words, but the thing is, we are going to attach the symbols to Rara. I do not want to do that. So for the time being, if I have to give the example, I will say it is a Ramada. Sixth step is, are there any words which will be starting from R, but they will not be starting from Rara? Again, I do not have any examples here. And one more thing, actually, I forgot, I got to remember it now that in the 31st letter, yeah, I'm sorry, I somehow forgot it. The 31st letter, yeah, for the sixth step, which was wrong sounding words. There, the example that we can have is ear. It will be starting from a Y, but the sound will be ear. So in that case, yeah will not be used. I'm sorry, I somehow skipped that, or it just happened. I'm sorry. But in the case of 32nd letter, we will not be having any example. I mean, I do not have any example for the sixth step, means words which will be starting from an R, but they will not be starting from a rara. I do not have any example, but for the 31st letter, just remember this thing, ear. It will be starting from Y, but it will not be starting from ya. Seventh step is how to write this letter correctly. The correct way of writing this letter is a line first, one you can say, and then you have to have it in this way. This is your rara. Remember this thing. And please remember this example. I'm saying it again. Somehow I forgot. Just remember, if you want to write ear, we will not be starting it with iya. Okay, so this was the 32nd letter of Gurmukhi Rara. 33rd letter of Gurmukhi is Lalla. First step is how to write this letter. If you remember, we had a letter, 25th letter of Gurmukhi Nanna. The similar type of letter you can say we have lalla. Instead of this line, we have to have a triangle and it will be starting from here. This is your nanna, let me write it again. And this is your lalla. Somewhat similar, but here the sound will be no, not n, but no. Here we will be having different sound that we are going to discuss in the other step. Second step is similar letters. We have similar letters, 41 you can say, and that is la and then a dot here. We will come to that in the next lecture. Third step is how to pronounce this letter. Pronunciation is also very simple. We are having this word, right? Leg. I'm going to get the sound of la that we have in leg, that la sound from here, and then la. Simple. La, la. Fourth step is sound of the letter. The sound of the letter will be L, like we have in leg. Just remember, it will not be L or it will not be la. It will be just how we pronounce this L here in leg, which is L. The L sound will come if you're having this letter used in a word or in a sentence in Punjabi. Fifth step is examples. Examples I can give you, let me think. We have the example right? It is, I think, chimney or something. And the other example I can give you is love. If we have to write lam in, you can say in Punjabi or Gurmukhi, we are going to use la and then 30th letter of Gurmukhi, ma. Lam. Simple. Two letters we have here. First one is L, or you can say lalla. From lalla, we are going to get the sound of L, like we have here. And from mama, from the 30th letter of Gurmukhi, we are going to get the sound of ma. L, ma, la, ma, lam. Simple. In the same way, we can have love, we can have L, and then we need to have that ver sound. That ver sound we are going to get from the next letter. So we will cover this example of love there. Sixth step is wrong sounding words. Again, I do not have any example here. Words which will be starting from an L, but they will not be starting from lala. I do not have any example, but if you guys have, please write down below in the comment section. Seventh step is how to write this letter correctly. The correct way of writing this letter is first you have to have a line and then a triangle, you can say, and then this. This is how you will write it. Lalla. Simple and clear. There should not be any problem in that. Lalla. Let me write love here so that I do not forget. So the fourth letter of Gurmukhi is Vava. First step, how to write this letter. If you remember the 15th letter of Gurmukhi, Yanya, then it will be easy to write this letter. Both letters are similar, right? You have to only remove this line. So it will be 1, and then you can say C, and then again C. The mirror image of 3, you can say, or a simple E. This was the first step, and second step is similar letters. We have only one similar letter, and that we have discussed. 15th letter of Gurmukhi, let me write here. Third step is pronunciation. Pronunciation of this letter is, we have this word, wax. I am going to get the sound of W from here. From wax, I'm going to get the sound of W. And then we can use another word, vara. It is a unit of measure or something, I guess. That va sound I will get from here. So it will be va, va. Simple. From wax, I'm going to get the sound of va. And from vara, I'm going to get the sound of va. It will be va, va. Fourth step is sound of the letter. Sound of the letter is just va, like we have here in wax. That v sound like that we have here, it will be the sound of this letter. Fifth is the examples. Can I have examples here? Of course I can have. It is covering up. Example I can give you is verge and then verb. And these two examples we are going to see in Punjabi also. So let me cover that part before moving to the sixth step. How will we write love? First thing, we are going to have lalla, and then we are going to have vava. This is how you're going to write love in Punjabi. La, va, love. How to write verge in Punjabi? Ver sound, I got it. Ver, then I'm going to get the sound of r from the 32nd letter that we discussed today. Ver, that is ver. Now I need to have the sound of j. Ver, j. That j sound I'm going to get from the 13th letter of Gurmukhi. Verge. 3-letter word, you can say. We are going to go very slowly when we are going to discuss these words. We are going to discuss first 2-letter words and then 3, then 4. In that way we will go. But here we have the example. That's why I'm trying to show you how the words look in Punjabi or how we make the words using the letters that we have discussed. Verge. Second is verb. How will I write verb in Punjabi? That ver sound, of course, I am going to get from here. Ver, r. Wherever that r sound comes, you have to have the letter 32nd letter, sorry. Ver, r. And then I need to have the sound b. That b sound we are going to get from 28th letter of Gurmukhi, babba. Simple. Oops, let me write it in this way. Yeah. So this is verb. Now let's try to have it in a more easy way. I will write verge here and then I will write verb here. If you see it closely, we have the sound of ver, 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 ver. Then we have the sound of r, 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 r. These two letters are similar in both the words, but the last letter is different. Here the sound is j. This will give you the sound of j. Here the sound is b. It will give you the sound of b. One more thing. If you look at the word verge, we have 2 letters which will make the sound of j. It can be more than that. But if the sound of 2 letters or 3 letters or 4 letters is going to give you one sound of Punjabi letter, then we are going to write only one letter here. It should not be that if we have 2 letters here, then we are going to have 2 letters here. No, it does not work in that way. I have told you so many times that Punjabi or Gurmukhi is all about the sounds. Even if I remove this E, I know this is not correct, but even if I remove E, then still it will give me a sound of verge, that G. But we have E here for so and so reason, I don't know. These 2 letters make this letter. In this example, it might not be true for all the cases. You cannot say if I want to use this j sound or this jaja letter, then I have to have a G and then an E. No, it is not true. Just remember the sounds. It will be so easy to remember how to make the words in Punjabi. These were the 3 examples. Okay, cool. Next thing is wrong sounding words. Wrong sounding words, I do not have any. I'm sorry. Just let me know if you know it. Even this is 34th letter, right? For 31st letter, we have 32nd, we did not, 33rd, we did not, 34th, we did not, and 35th also, we are not going to have it. I'm sorry. But if you know, just please let me know in the comment section below. Seventh step is how to write this letter correctly. The correct way of writing is one line, then one, this. Instead of having it from here, like we have here, it should be from here. You can say in this way. Let me write it again. One line, one, this thing, and after that, this thing. This is vava. Okay, now we are going to come to the last letter. 35th letter of Gurmukhi is Rara. First step, how to write this letter. If you remember the 21st letter, which was Tatta, you will see both the letters are almost same. We just have to have these two lines here, and it will change the complete meaning of the letter and how we use this. Or you can do it in other way too. If you do not remember the 21st letter, you can have a 3 and then these two lines. There are many ways of writing this letter, right? It depends how you want to write it, how you remember the earlier letters that we have discussed. Second step is similar letters. We have similar letters. Of course, we have 21st letter of Gurmukhi, which is Tatta. Apart from that, I don't think we have anything. Third step is how to pronounce this letter, and it is a little tough. Just remember, this is one of those letters where we say that it is blank. I mean, it is khali, like we say in Punjabi, means no word starts from this letter. We have the example of 10th letter, and then we have the example of 15th letter. We have 20th letter. Then we have this 35th letter. We will not be having any word starting from these letters. And this is only for Punjabi, just remember. It is not true for Gurmukhi, or you can say for in Gurbani. In Gurbani, we are going to see words which will be starting from these letters. Third step we were discussing, it was pronunciation, and its pronunciation is Ra, Ra. And I could not find any English letter where we are going to get this Ra sound like we have it here. If you remember the 32nd letter of Gurmukhi, there we have Ra, Ra, right? But in this letter, 35th letter, we are going to have Ra, Ra. It is a little, I know it's a little confusing also, because it might be sounding same, Ra, Ra, and Ra, Ra. If I have to tell you in another way, it will be something like that. When you say Ra, Ra, your tongue will be touching the upper part of your mouth. When you say Ra, Ra, then it will be coming by touching the upper part and then coming back. Something like that, you can say. So that Rara and Arara, they are confusing because they might sound same, but they don't. But just remember this. It is just the beginning. We will cover it in more detail in the upcoming lectures. Fourth step is sound of the letter. The sound of the letter will be Ra, like we have here. R. Okay. Fifth step is examples. Of course, we do not have any examples in Punjabi. We say Rada is khali or Rada is blank. But when we read Gurbani, we come across this word. Rada, Kanna, Rada, Sihari. These two are symbols. This is just to give you an example. Don't get confused here. We pronounce this word as Rad. Rad means chagda or ladai, or you can say Rad means fight. It is not common. I don't know. Even Punjabis will not be knowing this word. If they are reading Gurbani, then they will definitely know it. But if they do not, then they will not. Simple. Sixth step is examples. Of course, we do not have any examples. Seventh step is how to write this letter correctly. The correct way of writing this letter is line, then this thing, then this thing. This is how you will write it. It is simple. We have covered the first 35 letters of Gurmukhi, which were very important. If you know these 35 letters, the last 6 letters you can remember easily. But these 35 letters are very important. And let me tell you one thing that I found recently, which was the first letter of our Gurmukhi is Ura, right? And when we write Ura, we write it in this way. This is symbol, forget it. This is symbol, forget it. But if you see, this is the first letter and this is the last letter that we had earlier. So in Ura, the first letter will be the first letter of Gurmukhi and the last letter will be the last letter of Gurmukhi. It really amazed me when I got to know about it. Okay, so this was just a fun fact to remember. Yeah, so we have covered 35 letters of Gurmukhi. Let's wrap this up. 31st letter was Yaya. 32nd was Rara. 33rd was Yaya, Rara, Lalla. 34th was Wawa. 35th was Rara. If you look at all these letters, you will see that we have a line at the top of all the letters. We have line here, line, 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 and line. This line will have a line at the top of all the letters. Okay, so this was the lecture of today. We have only one line left to discuss in the whole Varnmala or alphabets of Gurmukhi, you can say. We will cover that up in the next lecture. If you have any doubts or questions, or if I have made any mistakes, please let me know in the comment section below. वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह।